we're kind of in and out, halfway in, halfway out.
Weird.
Like Constantine talks about, kittens and cats.
What the hell are you talking about, man? Like Schrodinger's cat?
Sure. Yeah, we can go with Schrodinger's. You're a fucking Schrodinger. So, guys, welcome back. This is season 2 of We're Not Experts, but... And I'm pretty happy to be back. It's 2024, and
you like doing that, don't you?
What's that?
But
it sounds so much cooler when I say that instead of saying we're not experts, but you got to leave something there, and if we don't leave something there, it just doesn't sound right to me. So how you been, man?
Been all right. How are you?
Yeah. Hey, man, life is good. I can't complain. I'm here.
Are you?
Yes.
I like your sign you got back there, buddy.
Hey, man, I was going to say, the actual show name is right here behind me. Shout out to my son for getting this made. This is pretty cool. This was a Christmas present that he came up with for me.
Shout out to little Cordy.
Shout out to little Cordy. Yeah. Man, Corey did it up this year, though. I mean, he did some amazing gifts this year.
Good.
Like, he brought my daughter, my youngest daughter, he bought her an iPad mini with the sketch pen. The
no shit. The Apple pen
that comes, the Apple pen. He bought my wife this like $200-300 jogger by Nike. Then he bought my daughter, my oldest daughter, the same label, same freaking that edition in pink. Like, the boy's got money.
Well, I mean, he still lives at home.
When I say he got his own money, the boy got his own money.
But he lives at home, right?
That's a good point, too. He lives at home, but he does pay his own bills.
How much is he paying rent?
Well, he doesn't pay rent per se, but he pays water bill, and he covers the cost of his own car. So, I mean, I guess I can't be mad at that.
If I was working where he was working, and I am.
Yeah.
And I know how much he's making. If I was making that kind of money at that time, and I only had to pay the water bill and my car bill.
Oh yeah, and on top of that, I'm teaching him how to invest. So he has an investment account, and he's putting his money in there. He's doing his 10%, and so he's getting himself set up for success. Very impressive. Very impressive. Yeah.
Little Cordy has always been that way, though.
He is. He's an old soul. In fact, when he was in school, they used to call him Grandpa Jones when he was on the basketball team. Like, he's such an old soul. He's not. He doesn't really, get down with the stuff that people his age does. It's pretty cool to see. He's coming to his own.
Good.
Yeah. Speaking of money, though, obviously we're a podcast show, and we're up and coming. But shout out to Shannon Sharp for that unbelievable show with Cat Williams. Did you see that?
Yes.
First of all, wow, Cat, because Cat really called out the entire industry, basically, and was like, "What's up?"
We probably should have just called that Cat's Tell-All.
Really?
Yeah.
That took me back to Superhead.
Bro, he was throwing shade on everybody.
Everybody. I mean, all the greats. I'm like, bro, what did they do to you? But the question is, though, a lot of the stuff that he was saying, not a lot of people were actually coming to the limelight and saying, hey, he's lying.
That's false. Right.
Not a whole lot said that. Even when Cedric the Entertainer came out, he was like, yeah, well, he can put his story on it all he wants to. But he never said, no, he's lying.
Does this not feel reminiscent of the episode that we talked about Orlando Brown in? Message.
They think he's crazy, but he is spilling the Hollywood tea. That's, shout out to them. Yeah, I mean, and right now, Cat is going on a tour of podcast. He just did a podcast about a week ago and blew that guy up a few million views. Shannon
Right.
Sharp blew up, to the stratosphere with that episode. So kudos to you, man. Really happy to see that after leaving ESPN, he's doing such amazing things now. It's pretty cool, especially in this industry. It's pretty cool to see somebody who just pretty much got started with it, blow up the way he has. It's pretty inspiring. But anyway, we're gonna get on to what we're here for. I guess just talk about some of these events that happened here in the last. Man, it's been crazy. Like 2023 ended with a bang, and then like 2024 kind of opened the doors, and we're like, surprise! Like we're still getting them. A lot of stuff going on in the news. So this thing between China and Malaysia, not Malaysia, Taiwan. Yeah, I was still thinking about my Malaysian created mouse here. Yeah. So what the heck's going on there?
Well, so you know what China. Taiwan's. I was about to say Malaysia. Malaysia's. Goddamn! I fucking said. I said it anyways.
There we go again.
Taiwan's main import is microchips. Microchips. They import, I believe, like 96% of the world's microchips currently. They are the sole supplier for every single one of Apple's microchips. Every single one.
No kidding.
Sole supplier.
Wow.
Yeah.
I need to get on that stock ticker.
Well, so the guy actually used to work for Texas Instruments. The guy that founded, I can't remember the name of the company. It's in Taiwan, but he is Chinese or Taiwanese, whatever you want to call it. They're the same.
No, they're not.
They literally are.
China and Taiwan is not the same.
Want to bet?
Yeah, I do actually.
So, who was in power before the CCP?
That's beside the fact.
No, it's relevant, and I'll tell you why. Who was in power? The Republic of China, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. When the CCP basically defeated them, they retreated to the island of Taiwan.
Taiwan, yes, I'm familiar with this.
Right.
This history.
Right, but China has a reunification, one China policy, I guess you'd call it.
Yes.
If any other countries are recognizing Taiwan, China's really not liking it as Taiwan. If they say Taipei or whatever, then it's fine. But if they call it Taiwan and not an extension of China, they get it really, really mad. So much so, Lithuania actually invited the president or whatever of Taiwan to come in Lithuania, and they had like a base or whatever that they built there. They actually, when they built the base, they labeled it under Taiwan, and that caused China to put sanctions on Lithuania, which it didn't really affect them that much because they didn't do a whole lot of trade deals anyways. But it ended up they were trying to discourage other people from trading with Lithuania. So,
wow,
yeah,
wow. Okay, I get it. I understand. But so I guess my biggest thing is, so what is the deal with China wanting to wage war on Taiwan?
Because they want to get rid of the party, essentially.
And
because they're not communists.
Right, they're not.
Right.
And China is 100%.
100%.
Yeah.
But Taiwan will never come out and say that they're not for a one China policy. They will not try and gain their own independence because that would for sure spark World War III.
So you think that if they do wage war, that the allies of Taiwan are going to come in the droves?
Do you know where the USA is sitting up right now? They're on every single island that's surrounding Taiwan.
Mm-hmm.
They're in Japan. They're in South Korea. They're pretty soon. They are giving, or not giving. They're setting up our nuclear weapons on the Korean Peninsula, so
Whoa.
they will have access to them right there. They're also setting up nuclear weapons in the Philippines. Philippines is, I think, over the last 10 years, just now, over the last 10 years, had finally another military presence in it. So,
Man. So sounds like some pretty dangerous things are afoot.
it's actually quite scary.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because China has, quite some hefty allies as well. That could get really, really, really bad.
Not as many as you'd think.
But the one that they have, they got their own nuclear capabilities.
Which one?
Let's see, North Korea. They are.
It's hit or miss with North Korea. They may have a couple nuclear.
Russia.
Do you know how many nuclear weapons the United States has?
I don't actually. It's in 1,000 though, isn't it?
Over 7,000.
Yeah.
Let me put that in perspective for you. China has 320.
Mm.
The United States annual defense budget is over $800 billion. China's defense budget is about 200 to 300 billion. Mm-hmm. We have 15 fucking aircraft carriers. They have one, and it's not even operational yet for wartime.
So we have 7,000 now?
Yes.
Wow, we increased a few.
We're gonna bomb the shit out of everybody.
Wow, that seems that's actually more than what Russia has.
Yes and no.
Yeah, Russia has about 6,000 known nuclear weapons.
Supposedly, Russia has about 12,000. However, most of their shit is from the Soviet era.
Yes, it's from the Cold War era. Yes,
right. They claim they have 20-something thousand tanks too, but it's all outdated.
Precisely,
shit.
which is why, as of 2023, they only have about 6,000 active warheads that are known.
Most of them may not be operational, though.
Yes, they're not. They're not. But the actual of that 12,000, there are 6,000 that are actually they can utilize. They're capable. Right. Yes.
Well, so I know even ours. We have 2,000 currently that are on the books, scheduled to be dismantled. However, scheduled.
Are you from Britain?
Scheduled.
No, scheduled.
They're scheduled to be dismantled. However, they are not yet. But that's around 2,000, and they can be deployed at any moment. Bro, I didn't realize that India and China were fucking at each other's throats like that.
Yes, that came up, and I was watching the news last week about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did not know that, and I guess I need to get a little bit more information on as to why. Why they're at each other like that.
It's a lot. There's a lot. Yeah. There's a lot to it.
But then and then with India being an ally of the United States, here we are again.
Well, because India and China have comparable populations. I think China has like 1.5 billion. India has 1.34 billion.
That's a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine going to war, in a foot war with China?
We'd never win.
It'd be impossible.
Right. But the thing is,
the numbers are just
overwhelming.
staggering. Yeah.
Overwhelming. Yeah.
My God.
But we wouldn't have to, because most of our shit is vastly superior.
Sure. Technology would devastate them within a matter of days.
Bro, those HIMARS that they have in Ukraine, that the U.S. sent to the Ukraine, just 10 of them. They were decimating the Russians, bro. I mean, absolutely murking the fuck out of these people, right?
Yeah, no, yeah.
But not only that, if 10 HIMARS did that to Russia, bro, we still have like 300 more HIMARS.
Yeah. And, Russia, is arguably, considered one of the world powers, and
they're number 3.
It didn't show. It really didn't show.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't, sometimes I wonder about that. Why? Fighting Ukraine, I really thought that they were going to decimate Ukraine.
So did I. But I don't think they were as ready as they thought they were.
No, clearly.
I think they vastly underestimated NATO, for one, and the Allied powers. I really do.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because they...
Well, that, and they're driving fucking tanks from 1950.
Yeah.
When we got
that is that.
Fucking F-35s and F-22s and F-15s, even our F-15s.
Yeah.
They have the fucking Russians have one called the Su something. I can't remember the name of it, but it's not even comparable, right? The U.S. actually went to India to do a air show in India, right? And it was an air show. It was like a world air show, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And they brought F-22s and F-35s and, shit like that. And they put on this big fucking display. And, of course, they're all like, whoa, it's crazy. I can't believe this,
Look at the plane.
Look at this plane here. I cannot believe this. It's crazy. But anyways, so they did this air show, right? They brought actual fucking planes, the United States. They brought actual fucking planes, F-35, F-22s, and Russia, the Su whatever, they brought fucking toys, like little miniature toys, to show off their aircrafts. Models.
Wow.
This big.
Wow. We brought our entire jet.
Yeah. We brought fighter fucking jets, bro. They brought toys, bro.
They brought Hasbro.
Not even Hasbro. They has no bro. You know what I mean?
Wow. Yeah, I was really, really, really surprised at the way that Ukraine has held their own the entire time. I mean, obviously, despite they have experienced quite some carnage, but the overall will.
Well, I mean, they did give fucking $100 billion fucking dollars to Ukraine, so there's that.
Well, there's that too. Yeah, yeah. And I've heard that that. Well, tell me about it. A lot of retired military here went over to help in the war fight. Very admirable. But I feel like because the way Ukraine is fighting, and like it's almost like, imagine a war being waged on a bunch of farmers, if you will.
Right.
You know, and it's that will to survive and be victorious that is being championed with everybody, because it's like you guys are, basically fucking with the small guys, trying to be these big bullies and take over, these guys, and they're kicking your ass. Like, that's pretty impressive. I want to come and, join this, because I don't like the way they're doing either. I think we should whoop their ass together.
I don't know. I don't support it, obviously, at all.
Okay.
But I can see why what happened. Even with China and what they're trying to do. I mean, because you have to look at the map. You've got South Korea and Japan, and that pretty much blocks off the Sea of Japan right there. So China can't get out. China's basically landlocked, with the exception of that part that's right there in front of Taiwan, because they actually gave up part of their country that to Russia. I know the part of China that is now Russia is now a major city in Russia called Vladivostok. And that's one of their main ports for the eastern trade routes. So, I mean, they lost a major port there. They have Beijing on that side as well, but I mean, dude, they have so much. You'd have to see the picture that I saw, because if you're China looking out and you got fucking American forces starting to line up all around you, I could kind of see where they would take that as aggression.
Oh, 100%.
And I think, in my opinion, I think Russia is probably thinking that NATO's doing the same thing, because the Ukraine wasn't in NATO, and I think they still are not. But if the Ukraine was to join NATO, that puts NATO and everybody directly at Russia's border.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy. It could get real violent.
I watched a lot of videos on this today.
Clearly you have, because I mean, wow, you have a vast knowledge on this subject. I'm kind of glad we did start talking about this. I feel like a kid sitting Indian style listening to his granddad talk about some stuff.
It was actually really fucking cool, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, hey, we can't be called, we can't have this title without actually knowing about what the hell we're talking about,
Yeah.
We wouldn't be experts.
I read a lot of articles and shit today, just kind of looking up different facts and GDPs and all that other stuff.
Very cool.
China was doing some fuck shit, though, in Africa.
For quite so many years, yeah.
No, they're still trying to do it with the Belt and Road Initiative.
With the what?
The Belt and Road Initiative.
Oh, I don't talk about that. Talk about that.
Well, so it was actually started off as one belt, one road, and most people did not take very well to that, because they thought, they thought China was basically saying, so you're saying that one road leading to China, or, you know what I mean? It's just, it was too controversial, so they changed the name to the Belt and Road Initiative.
Oh, interesting.
But anyways, like I said, they were doing some fuck shit. They were basically going and giving high interest loans to really poor countries that obviously couldn't pay them back. They actually did it in Djibouti, South Africa, a lot of countries in Africa. Obviously, these countries, once they started defaulting on their loans, China was like, well, hey, why don't you just, you give us access to this mine or this natural
Now they take over the
resource, and
resources.
we'll just forgive your debt. We'll just erase it. But I think China got a little too loan happy, if you will. I think they gave out too much and didn't realize until it was too late. But they gave out about $1 trillion.
Wow.
And I think they were under the impression, because that was still around the time when COVID-19 hit as well. And I think they were under the impression that people were going to be paying it back for a little bit longer than they actually did. So they kind of got screwed by themselves. Because, even Italy was in the Belt and Road Initiative at first. And once they realized what happened, you should look at the fucking the map of all the ones that were in and all the ones that are in now. It's basically just fucking China and Russia now.
Oh, wow. Because it was Europe, South Asia, Southeast Asia. Wow. So now it's just China and Russia?
Basically.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a couple more. I think Tajikistan and Turkmenistan, a couple of those Istans.
So smaller countries.
They ain't small, but yeah.
Tajikistan?
Not Tajikistan.
Tajikistan?
Tajikistan. It's
Tajikistan.
Tajikistan. You get this right, okay? Don't do this again. I'll kill you.
Oh, interesting. Very interesting. So how big is this Tajikistan?
Probably about as comparable to fucking Italy, maybe.
Really? That big?
Tajikistan.
Tajikistan. How big is that?
That's not a question you ask another man, Corey.
Just wondering,
Just wondering.
Just trying to figure out all these stands.
Istans.
Istan, you're an
Istanbul.
Istan.
You're a bitch stan.
Yeah, you're a dick stan. Oh man, Brandon, you've been a wealth of knowledge on this subject. That's pretty impressive. Yeah. Wealth or, yeah. Pretty impressive stuff, man. But, I mean, what do you think the outcome's going to be, though?
World War III.
Think so?
Yes.
Nah, I don't think so.
I think so.
I really don't. I really feel like they're going to not necessarily come to some agreement, but they're going to have no choice but to walk away.
Who?
China.
Walk away from Taiwan?
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
You don't think so?
I know it's not going to happen.
So you feel like they're as eager to get in as Russia was to try to get into
Crimea?
Yeah.
So they're basically using this as their Crimea, right? There's a small island that is technically under Taiwan's control just off the coast of mainland China.
Right.
And they're kind of gauging to see what's exactly happening with Crimea and the Ukraine. And I think they're kind of just sitting back and trying to see how long the NATO and the allied powers are going to help the Ukraine. And it's about 8 years. So I think they're going to use that island probably fairly soon to use as their Crimea.
So you feel like this is a countdown?
Yes, but I don't necessarily think it will be nuclear because even China, they have a don't strike first policy.
Yeah.
So I don't think there's going to be nuclear weapons involved because as soon as the first one hit, it's over. The Earth is done. because I know if China tries to bomb anybody, the United States is going to come in and just overwhelmingly
turn the entire place to glass.
Yeah. But by the time that happens, China would have already hit the fucking buttons and sent nuclear bombs to wherever. Mm-hmm. China just came out not too long ago and basically said that they are and will always be a one China policy. And their initial response was diplomacy.
Mm-hmm.
But they recently came out and said that if diplomacy doesn't work, we will be taking Taiwan back.
I remember when they said that.
Even if it's by force.
Yes, they absolutely said that regardless of what you do, we will take them.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Right.
God bless it.
You know what's crazy though?
We live in.
You know, China and Russia are friends.
Yeah, allies. Business business partners. Hey man, you do what you feel is necessary. Okay.
Я не знаю.
Precisely.
Да.
Rozumiem te chorvatski?
Я не понимаю.
Нет.
That's not the proper response to that, but all right.
Еби се, пичко.
Я немного понимаю по-русски. Вы понимаете?
No idea what the fuck you said.
Нет would have been the better response for that.
Jebiga, kurvo.
Kurva.
Jebila kurvo.
Kurva.
It's funny that you're speaking Russian and I'm speaking Croatian.
Croatian.
Yes.
Serbian.
No, what?
What?
Guys, if you didn't realize that me and Brandon both have this interest in language learning. Very big on it. I love to learn languages.
It's just interesting, man.
It's interesting, and it's also it makes you worldly. Makes you
that's what the CIA is looking for.
They're always looking for somebody that can speak multiple languages.
Yeah.
In fact, I would love to be a polyglot if possible, but it takes a lot of time to become anything even close to a polyglot. So those who don't even understand what that word is, a polyglot is a person that speaks not only 1, 2, 3, or 4 languages, but they can speak up to 50 different languages.
Most of them are not fluent with those languages, but
no, they're not. But enough to get you around, or as they say, enough to make you dangerous.
What?
Enough to make you dangerous.
Who says that?
Everybody but you, Brandon. I know enough to make me dangerous.
God damn.
My God.
I'm going to turn my ass right around then.
Right around.
Shout out to Russell.
Shout out to the real one. But yeah, I mean, learning languages. Hell, we may need to learn some of these languages if we wage this war. We may need to know what people are saying around us.
Who's waging war? Who's waging war?
China. They may bring those to our shores. They may bring the war to our shores. You don't think that would happen?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
Never say never.
Could it happen? Theoretically. But you'd have to think, just so you're aware, if China did try to retake Taiwan, it would be the largest amphibious assault in human history. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Could you imagine them trying to take the shores of the United States of America? Not happening, bro.
Probably not.
We have allies to the south and allies to the north.
Mm-hmm.
We have 2 countries that border us that like us or that are at least our allies.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not going to happen.
So you don't think that anybody would that anybody's capable of infiltrating our borders?
They're definitely capable of infiltrating our borders, but it would have to be guerrilla warfare. They would have to come through the southern border or even the northern border, but it's not going to be an all-out fucking assault. It's not going to happen that way. They would have to be stealthy.
Well, they have done that before.
There's actually a pretty interesting video on it. I'll send it to you.
Okay. I like
You've heard
videos.
of infographics on YouTube?
Yes.
Bro, that dude, legit.
He's
got some good shit up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't know, man. It seems like the world's getting crazier and crazier, and it's like people are testing all the vulnerability, with countries that they didn't before.
I wouldn't say they didn't before, because even right now,
as aggressively, let's put it that way.
Well, do you know what Eritrea is?
What?
Eritrea? Yeah.
No, familiarize me with it.
It's a country that borders Ethiopia.
Oh, Eritrea.
Eritrea.
Eritrea. I have Eritrean friends. I know exactly what you're talking about now.
Anyways, Eritrea.
Why are you saying it like that?
It's how everybody else says it.
It is Eritrea. I can't even say it now.
Eritrea?
Eritrea. Mm-hmm.
I think that's just their accent.
No, it's not.
It's Eritrea.
No, it's not.
But literally everybody else in the world. Anyways. Ethiopia is on the verge of retaking Eritrea.
It's not on the verge. It's happening.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm very familiar with that as well.
Yet. It hasn't happened yet. It is going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
They're seeing what's happening in the Ukraine, and they're thinking that people, or at least allied powers, are not going to care enough about Eritrea for them to care.
Yeah. So while all this craziness is going on over here, they can go and do what they need to do and take back it.
Well, I mean, it used to be part of Ethiopia, anyways.
It was, and they separated and decided to do their own thing.
Yeah, but not really.
The vulnerability that they would have during the time of Ukraine and Russia, yes, it'll be easy to take them over because they won't have any allies that would even care enough to want to help. So.
Yeah. Well, so Ethiopia is landlocked right now.
Mm-hmm.
They're landlocked. They, obviously, when they had Eritrea, they had access to 2 separate ports in the country.
Mm-hmm.
But now their only port access is through Djibouti. That's their only port access. And it's literally just one train, basically from Basra or something like that, their capital.
Yeah, Basra.
Yeah. It's one train from there to the coastline. And if any, and I mean any country, or not country, because Ethiopia is kind of divided into like separate groups, if you will.
Sure. Yeah.
That are kind of at war with each other.
Mm-hmm.
But if any one of them takes out that Railroad.
There we go.
If any one of them takes out that railroad, then they're fucked.
Mm.
They have nothing. So
Wow.
they're trying to take Eritrea back so they can get fucking port access. They're going to take the southern part of Eritrea first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's gotten pretty nasty. A lot of people have been killed.
Yeah.
In the last few, let's see, it's kind of jumped back off hot and heavy like the middle of last year. And
because they got a new president or something, right?
Mm-hmm. In fact, I had a few friends that went back home because of it, because they wanted to go back and fight.
Oh, no shit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, damn.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy.
There's a lot of shit going on right now, dude.
Yes, it's like, I mean, like you literally said it. It's World War III, literally. But like people are just fighting each other all over the place, and it's insane. You know, it it's a dangerous time to be alive right now.
Still in a fucking civil war.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Somalia's in a civil war. China's trying to fucking take Taiwan. It's not going to happen, but they're going to try.
North Korea still hates South Korea.
North Korea still hates it. Bro, get over it, bro.
At some point, you got to say, all right, guys, let's, agree to disagree, coexist, and not bother each other.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Apparently it's not.
Yeah, to them. But that's what happens when you have a dictator.
Something, what?
That's what happens when you have a dictator.
Oh.
He wants to control everything.
What do you give a man that has everything he can ever possibly want?
Power.
Nothing. There's nothing else he wants other than power.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, that's the ultimate goal for most is having that. Just complete chaos, not chaos, complete control over everything and everybody.
Money breeds corruption.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there are some good people, don't get me wrong, that have a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
But the more wealth that you amass, the more corrupt it seems people are. Because, I mean, what else are you going to get? Nothing.
No, I mean you've you won. You know, you're able to do and be whoever you want to be.
Yeah.
There's nothing else that you can really do. I mean, hell, you flew into outer space. Or you flew to the crest of outer space.
Yeah.
Take over another planet. I mean, there's nothing else you can do. There's nothing else that you can do on Earth that once you've reached that height. Just enjoy life, man. Just live and enjoy your life. Enjoy not having to wake up at 4:30 in the morning to get dressed to go out, to get in the hustle and bustle. Take a vacation to all these exotic places. Do what my idea of being a rich person is, and just enjoying life, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
I don't want to be rich and say, "Hey, man, I want to take your money too." Like I'm good. I'm where I want it to be. So there's nothing else that I need to do.
Right.
That I need. I don't want more at that point. Basically, is what I'm saying.
When you get bored.
When I get bored, I'll take a jet to some other place. Go have a movie in the desert. With my wife and drink. 2,000-year-old wine. Something crazy. I'm gonna do I'm gonna ride on the back of a dolphin and snort a line. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do some crazy but I'm not gonna hate nobody. I'm not gonna want to go and fight anybody because you have your power and I have mine. No.
You wouldn't just walk past them and like, hey, fuck you, bitch.
Yeah, like, no, we're rich. I'm gonna walk by you and, hey, man, you want me to sprinkle some diamonds on your teeth? Like,
It just
I
seems
don't.
like you're being kind of a pretentious asshole at that point, you know.
Well, I mean, hell, rich on rich. I mean, it's like what we do. It's no different.
We who?
We middle class, middle class, high valued men is what I call us. You know, it's no different. You just got more money and you're able to do all these things. I mean, everybody has a sector that they that they hang around.
Yeah.
They have a circuit that, like, for example, most Hollywood people hang out with Hollywood people for the most part. Most music industry people hang out with music industry people.
You know what really bothers me?
What's that?
People like myself, for example. If I notice that I'm the smartest person in the room, bro, I'm hanging out with the wrong people. I really am.
Sure.
I'm not going to forget my friends, or push them to the side or anything like that, but people grow, but some people just get left behind because they don't grow. You know what I mean? I can't be like that.
Mm.
If I'm the smartest person in the room, there's a problem. That means I'm not learning anything. And
well, yeah, I mean, you should always be wanting to strive for better.
Yeah.
And if your friends can't appreciate that or want to come with you, how valuable is our friendship in the first place?
Right.
I mean, and I get, not everybody wants to be rich. Not everybody wants to have a business. Not everybody wants to, achieve any heights. Some people are really completely complacent where they are and content with what they're doing.
Right.
And it's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But in the same token, if you see me wanting to do more and be better as my friend, encourage me. Don't, you know, don't call me to come hang out and, drink beers
Right.
for 6 hours every weekend.
Bro,
Like, motherfucker,
I know
let's
some
go.
people like that though.
I do too. And it's like, dude, I don't have time for that anymore.
Right.
I am trying to grow a brand. I'm trying to grow my mindset. I am trying to build a foundation that will be lasting throughout my generations to come. I can't do that sitting at the corner store drinking fucking beers with you all day. It's just not going to happen. Now, if, once I've made it and I've reached this height and we want to have a time to do that, cool. Or if you want to go and have a lunch and we actually have some substance within that lunch, great. But I'm at a point in my life that I don't have time for things
bullshit.
that aren't going to be, essentially bullshit. And, things that aren't going to benefit me in some form or fashion.
Mm-hmm.
And don't get me wrong, it's still, it's cool to hang out with your friends and
Sure.
and break up the monotony, because
Sure.
you have to, clear your head and cleanse your mind from.
You don't want to always be in work mode.
Sure, but in the same token, you don't want to have a majority of your time only leisuring when you got work to do. We got work to do,
right.
dude. There's work that needs to be done to get where we want to be, and I just can't do that. Always hanging out, going to the bar.
I think that's why you and I have remained friends for so long, though, because I've always seen the growth, that you've done, and obviously you can see
as I have you
the growth that I've put in too. So
yeah,
it's I don't know how people can stand to be stagnant, bro. I really don't. Like, bro, you're just content, bro.
I don't understand it. I mean, and I don't want to sound like a douchebag, but
You are.
you're just not motivated. You have no motivation. You have because contentment,
breeds
for lack of
laziness.
better, it breeds laziness. It breeds insignificance.
Yes, exactly. That was the perfect word. Insignificance.
Yeah. I mean, every day I want to learn something new. Every day.
Yeah.
Every single day, I want to be able to learn something, even if it's the simplest, smallest little thing. Like, for example, sometimes when some of my customers come by and they're talking, and I'm like, "Hey, give me a new word. Give me a new word in Chinese. Give me a new word in Japanese. Give me a new word in Russian." Because I have all these different customers, and I want to learn their language. So every time they come, now I can speak a little bit more, than I did the time before.
Right.
Or case another one of my customers, he came by and he saw that I had Robert Greene's 48 Laws of Power.
I have
And
that.
he was nice.
I was
Excellent book.
just reading that not too long ago.
Excellent book.
The
And
orange one,
just
right?
yes.
Yeah.
And just so happened he actually has Robert Greene's mastery. And he was like, "Hey man, I want to give you this book. I want you to read it. I'm gonna let you hold it for 30 days. And when you're done with it, you and I are gonna have a conversation." I said, "You know what? You got yourself a deal, sir."
Bro, that's the first law in there. It was actually pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Because I'm reading it, I'm like, fuck. Because I'm thinking about what I did and how I was interacting with my superiors, and I'm like, I actually do that. You know what I mean? So, and the story he told about well, I can't remember the guy's name, but he basically told a story about a guy who put this big fancy show on for this king.
For the king.
And,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And he basically, the king took it as, just this display of disrespect and, you know what I mean, an abuse of power. So they fucking killed him.
Never outshine the master.
Right.
Yeah. There's levels to this thing, man.
Yeah.
It's a great book, though. I'm telling you, it's so much that you can put into your life
Yeah.
from that book. Oh my gosh, it's incredible.
One of my techs actually gave me that book.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah.
See, that's a great gift. That's a great gift to give somebody.
It really is.
Just in fact, any book that has some sustenance from it.
Yeah.
That's a great gift. Like, I can go buy you a bottle of beer. I can buy you a bottle of liquor. But when I give you knowledge, man, what you can do with that is priceless.
It really is.
Absolutely. It is priceless. And it goes so far beyond, what I see and what I value in you as a person to want to do that. Because like I said, we do all these little monotonous things for each other. We buy all these little weird things that have no meaning, no value, no significance.
Mm-hmm.
But then when we pour into each other in a way that helps benefit us mentally, it stimulates our intellect. Man,
Our hippocampus.
our hippocampus, the hypothalamus.
I don't know what that is. I think it's the hippocampus, though.
It's the hippocampus. Oh my God, people are gonna think we're retarded.
The medulla oblongata.
Guys, I promise you, we really know what we're talking about.
We're not experts, but
oh yeah, but yeah. So I can't wait to finish reading this book. But back to my initial statement. But yes, every day I want to learn something to some degree to be better than I was the day before. Doesn't matter what it is. And I think everybody should be that way.
not everybody has it in them.
No, they don't. That's why not everybody's rich. Not everybody is an athlete. Not everybody is a singer. Not everybody is, all these different things and amazing people, because they don't have the aptitude, the discipline, the consistency.
Consistency is a big word there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because nobody's a instant, immediate, great. You got
Right.
it takes time to sharpen the iron.
A lot of time.
Yeah, that comes, but it comes with that consistent discipline to hone in on what you're doing. And most people don't do that. People are fickle. Yeah. Hey, I'm going to learn how to build a bicycle. Day 3. Ah, man, what is on TV? TikTok. And so they're like dogs.
Bro, funny enough about TikTok, January 2024, Montana has banned TikTok in the state.
Really?
Banned. And there's a lot of other states that are jumping on board with it.
Well, I mean, I know that Governor Kemp wanted to do it here in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I kind of get it, but it's like, what's the big deal with TikTok? Twitter is the bigger evil, if you will. There's so many other. I'm just saying, there are so many platforms that will allow all kind of stuff. I mean, on Twitter you can see porn, murder, incest. I'd be surprised if there aren't any groups that do child pornography. Like, there's a lot of crazy shit that goes on Twitter. Instagram has its.
If you don't want to see it, don't get on it.
Doesn't matter.
It does, though.
But no. But what I'm saying is, why are they attacking
TikTok?
Because it's owned by China? Because it was created in China?
Because it's owned by China. You realize China has banned YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Amazon, all that shit. It's banned in China. Yes. They can't even get on it.
Right. They have their own spin of all the things that you just named.
Well, sure, but that there's 2 billion people that cannot use our products now because you say so.
No, right? Of course. I mean, I get that.
And that's the basis for it.
And I get that. But I'm saying is, like, okay, I hear you, but I mean, the platform itself is the platform. I mean, it doesn't. Okay, cool. It's owned by some person that created it in China.
Mm-hmm.
But the platform does so much good in certain sectors. Now, is it all good?
I could live without it.
I don't get on it very often either. But I think that the people that are on it and have, like, really took that platform as their launch pad for their businesses and for their brands, they've done very well, and they do very well on there. I mean, TikTok has some pretty cool stuff on there.
There's other platforms to do
and I'm sure
the
that
exact
they can
same
take
thing.
them. Yeah, I'm sure that they can take those brands and move them to another platform. But you got to understand, a lot of these people have amassed a very large following.
Mm-hmm.
So now they got to get that following built back up on another brand. Now, mind you, if you have a strong brand, yes, you can do this.
Well, look at Mr. Beast.
Yeah,
Mr.
he
Beast
turned down
over $1
billion from Twitter.
He should have.
Yeah,
it is worth at least $20 billion.
Oh, for sure. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, he was right to turn it down.
Can you imagine, man, to be in the position to turn down that much money?
He's the youngest billionaire.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely amazing. Shout out to Mr. Beast. Like not only just because of his videos and what he's done, but what he is doing with his money. The kid gives away.
That's all of it.
Can I call him a kid? He's in his 30s now.
No, he's 20s.
20s? He's in his late 20s.
He's in his 20s.
In his late 20s. But yeah, he does amazing stuff. You know, he gives away.
I think he's in his early 20s.
Is he in his early 20s? He looks so old.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does. He looks so old. I give him like mid to late 20s. What do you think?
He's 25.
Okay. Mid. I said mid. See.
Anyways, he's the youngest billionaire.
But he does such amazing things. Like he takes his money and he just gives it back to his community. You know, he's always giving. I mean, he's such a giving person. In fact, the money that he was making, he only wanted to make more money so he can make cooler videos. He didn't even care about the money. He just wanted to do cooler stuff.
Right.
Which that in itself is, you know, admirable. Yeah.
Hey.
Very, very, you know, because it's not about the money to him, you know, and that kind of goes back to what we were saying. Like, you know, once you've amassed this amount of money, what keeps you happy? Mm-hmm. What keeps you wanting, you know, what do you do that you've done everything else that you wanted to do? What keeps you going? And for him, it looks like that giving spirit and just being able to just make these really cool videos.
The reason that I like what he does so much is because he's doing what needs to be done, right? Mm-hmm. He's not just going, oh, I'm going to give fucking, you know, $5 million to Ethiopia. He's going to Ethiopia, drilling the fucking wells, building the wells, and creating an infrastructure so they can have lasting and generational effects. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I know some people are, you know, trying to come at him as well. You know, he's a white savior, but it's not even about that, bro. Like,
we got to get out of that thought process. Like, that's got to stop.
At the same time, who the fuck cares?
Right.
He's still going in and changing.
Bigger question: who the fuck else is even doing anything to help him, or did it before him? So shut the fuck up and let this young man continue on whatever it is that God has put into him to want to help these people. It doesn't matter.
Even if they're giving these countries money, they're corrupt already. So the money's not going to its people. Mm-hmm. You know, the government itself is corrupt in a lot of those countries. So it's not going to the people. It's just lining the pockets of corrupt politicians.
Absolutely. So he's putting his money to work. He's actually going and building these things for these countries, for these villages. And that's amazing. Very, very big on him to be that type of person. Because he doesn't have to. He's got all his money, he can do whatever he wants to. But he chooses to be that guy and give in a way that, quite frankly, I've never seen anybody else do.
And they're not going to.
That kind of money. No.
I mean, there might be somebody that comes along, but typically people that have amassed that kind of wealth.
He may encourage the next, you know, group of highly successful people. But anybody before him, I don't know anybody that's doing it to that degree.
No.
I mean, you know, like you said, they give money. Yes, that's true. Mm-hmm. And Gen Z is very different. You know, people can say what they want, but Gen Z is different.
They just don't give a fuck, bro. They don't care about nothing.
Nothing.
Like, it could be their entire fucking livelihood at a job that they're working at. Hey, you got to do this or I'm going to fire you. Okay, I quit. Fuck you.
Yeah, like legit. Like, yeah,
bro, how are you gonna pay your rent?
I don't work.
It don't fucking matter.
I'll figure it out. Right. You don't need to worry about it anymore because I won't be here. No. I mean, I guess kudos to that, but
I couldn't do that.
I mean, but hey, they're getting money from somewhere because they are living life.
OnlyFans.
Oh, that's where it is.
Yeah.
Spreading your butt cheeks. Dude, OnlyFans has made so many millionaires. It's unreal. It is really unreal.
That's probably a topic for another.
We definitely need to talk about OnlyFans. Yeah, because
Do you have an OnlyFans, Corey?
I do. It's called Left Cheek, Right Cheek 105.
You're an idiot.
We'll definitely have to talk about that in another show. Yeah, wow. So glad we talked about what we talked about tonight, though, because I learned some stuff tonight, Brandon.
Good.
Yeah,
me too.
Yeah, you definitely educated me on some stuff that I was not aware of, the severity and the significance of what's going on between China and Taiwan.
Mm-hmm.
It's
You say Taiwan?
Taiwan. Oh, you know how you choke, how you get like this. God, I hate when that happens. When just random spit just says, "I'm gonna go there now." Nope, not gonna be swallowed. I'm gonna go into his lung.
You should really choose your words carefully.
None of that came out correctly. None of that came out correctly.
None of it.
Oh boy.
I think you had a little bit too much whiskey.
I may have. And in tonight's drink, I am enjoying Lagavulin, which is a phenomenal...
I just got sparkling water, bro.
Hey, good for you, man. Hey, way to choose the right drink. Hey, that's all right. We'll still clink to that. Cheers, man. But yeah, guys, it's been a great night. Glad to be back. Behind the mic and talking to my bud Bradshaw.
Super gay.
And yeah, it's okay. It's all right. Just go with it. Just go with it.
No.
Oh boy, do we have a lot to bring to you guys this season. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you do so. Follow us on TikTok, Spotify at We're Not Experts, but and be on the lookout for the TikTok. I'm sorry, the Instagram page. Follow us everywhere, and then follow us individually. You can find me at csmooth_skinfit on Instagram. Brandon, where are you? Who are you?
I'm Brandon.
Where are you? Oh, you're just Brandon? So just find Brandon on all social media platforms.
I don't have
he will be there. Oh, you don't? You should definitely get one. You should definitely get one. In fact, you should get an OnlyFans page.
I already have one.
Oh.
Yeah.
What's it called?
You don't want to know.
Look, be a lady.
No, that's what it's called. You don't want to know. You
amazing.
do not want to know what Brandon does with this thing.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah. I make a lot of money out of it.
Hey, man. Hey, you know.
I make the most money out of everybody.
How you make your money is how you make your money.
Doing me,
money,
you know?
But don't let the money make you. $50 to the person that comments where that statement came from.
Jerry Maguire?
No.
Oh, I don't know then.
Nope, you don't. I can guarantee you probably don't know.
ChatGPT knows.
I bet it does. But we're gonna leave this one to the listeners.
Viewers.
Yeah. Listeners, viewers.
Both?
Viewers or listeners? Speaking
Listeners.
of viewing, yeah, it's because you can catch us on YouTube. So yeah, if you want to see us, these beautiful faces on screen, then
beautiful.
come check us out. They are. Come check us out on YouTube, where we'll be there showing you these wonderful faces. But hey, man, send us off, Brandon.
Send us off. So you can take a sip of your fucking, what do you call it again?
Lagavulin.
Lagavulin.
Yes.
I say that right?
Not quite. I don't know why you added that weird fucking accent to it.
But I just said Lagavulin.
And you said Lagavulin.
Anyways, while Corey sits here and sips his sippity sip, I appreciate everybody joining us tonight. And that's about it.
There you have it, folks. 2024. We're not experts, but
good damn day.